Hey everyone, I'm Cindy Walter, and I have Jody Whittaker with me today for our Wealth Wednesday interview. So first of all, thank you for coming on today, Jody.
Aw, thanks for having me. This is fun.
Good. We're excited to hear your story. So how long have you and Randy been with us now? I know Randy started first.
Right. So January was our anniversary. We both came on as product users. I kind of forced his hand. He didn't want to. And I said, let me rephrase. We're going to do this. So that was in January 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
And he started the business side in about April of that year. But I was with a different business and a different company. So I had the thought of, well, we'll just have two businesses. I'll stay there. So I didn't see the light for about 14 months. So I didn't come on till 3 years ago. It'll be 3 years this April.
Okay, awesome. And I love your story. We were chatting a little bit before we got started with recording this, and I want you to share what you shared with me and kind of where you guys were coming from and what a life-saving grace this has been for you guys.
It has. So, when we started, it was all about the health journey. We really had no desire to look into the business side. It was all about us getting to a better place because neither of us liked where we were. So after that happened, he started instantly having people ask him about it, and then he started sharing. But some of the background that people don't realize is Randy was a pilot for 36, 37 years. And back in 2005, the whole airline industry just took a nosedive, went in the toilet. And Delta took his pension and took a pretty hefty 60% pay cut that year. So things were not happy in this house that year. But with my other company, I always thought, well, I have 10 years. I have time to grow my business so that by the time you have to retire, I'll be able to help pick up the slack and we'll be in a good place. So fast forward to 3 years ago, and it literally was New Year's Eve when the clock hit midnight that I kind of went into a panic attack because it dawned on me I was 18 months away from his forced retirement date. And I thought, oh my, what are we going to do? Because as much as I loved my other businesses, as much as I appreciated the time freedom and the money I was making, it was not going to be enough for what we needed for our family, especially because we had two teenagers. We have two teenagers. So I thought, okay, we can do this. I'll write my resume. That'll be great. Except it sent me in a tailspin that, when you've been out of corporate America for 15 years, and even though I did the other direct selling business, I just felt very ill-equipped. Technology had changed, the internet came about, marketing had changed. So I was like, wow, am I even marketable? Where's my forte? And I really did love the time freedom of this business. So I said, I still want to be home and be at my kids' games. So what do I do? So then he went away to NYKO. That's where he met you 3 years ago. And he had been doing some training with Lisa one-on-one. And they were together. And he shot the picture of the 6-figure and 7-figure income earners that they have come on stage. And at that time, I think there was 300 6-figure income earners and I think 100 7-figure income earners at that time. So when he shot them to me, I'm used to onstage recognition with my previous business, but I thought, oh, okay, smarty pants, those 7-figure income earners, they're like selling millions, not earning millions. So I texted him and said, can you clarify that? Are they earning or selling? And he replied back, they're earning. And so I said to him, have Lisa call me when she gets home. Part of it is I needed to see the fallout from my other company. I really wanted to pick her brain. Is this the right choice? How long is it going to take me to make up my income? And I felt married to that company because I was there for 12 years. Mm-hmm. So it was really hard to let it go, that it was more an emotional let go than anything. Yeah. But it was the best thing. Obviously, God had big plans that we've gone through some growing curves and growing pains learning to work together, but having the time freedom, being home for our kids, I used to, and everybody grows at a different level, so obviously everybody's incomes levels are different, but what I was bringing in a month, we're able to do in a week here.
That's what I was going to ask you. So how long did it take you here to make what you were making there?
6 months.
6 months.
Yep. And then to now be what I was bringing in a month, bringing home in a week here, it's been a saving grace because I would have been forced to go back to corporate America and, work out of the house had this not worked out. But I said, all right, we got 18 arms to jump and see where we go. That's and awesome. We have fantastic team members who've caught the vision and linked arms with us, which has made the journey even more fun. And the other part that was interesting is I loved my other job, and he really was hesitant coming into this business. But what was a key turning point, neither one of us expected letters of gratitude. And when we started getting phone calls and messages and emails of, thank you for saving my life, thank you for letting me, run a race with my kids, get my best doctor's visit, we were stunned. Like, that gratitude we've never had before. So just the whole journey was not what we expected. And I thought I was late in the game, coming in 14 months late. I was a little slow on the uptake there. But, it doesn't matter where you are, you can make it happen.
Absolutely. I just not too long ago got a text message from a friend, and she said, so are you a billionaire yet? And I said, no, but I am extremely fulfilled. And that's why what you just said, I get those messages all the time. And, people that say to me, that are making six figures, that have never made six figures in their lives, are saying to me, if it weren't for you, I don't know where we'd be financially. And just that I've played a teeny tiny part in that is so fulfilling. On top of all the people that we help with their health, being a teeny tiny part in that. We're not putting the food in their mouth, but that we've introduced this to them is so fulfilling. So yeah, absolutely. All right. So how about, since I know Randy started a little bit ahead of you, but all in all, with both of your journeys with Isogenics, have you guys had some roadblocks, some obstacles, some things you've had to overcome?
Yes. I think our biggest obstacle was learning to work together. Mm-hmm. For those of you who are doing this together, he was the expert in Isogenics, but I had done direct sales for 12 years. Yeah. So we both thought we were right, and we both had our own ways. And so we did a lot of this. If you can see this office, it's about a 10 by 10 room. There's a laptop next to me. So I was very used to him being gone a couple weeks out of the month, and not gone like in China gone. So the fact that we're in a room next to each other all the time, and we work out together and go to our kids' sports together, I was like, okay, new rule. One of us takes the laptop into the kitchen, and we need to find each other's strengths. We need to stop trying to do it his way, my way, prove who's right, and really see who has strengths and what. And so that took a long time, but that was probably the best thing we did. And he is definitely the number cruncher, the detail-oriented vision, like this is where we need to be and this is what the reports are, where I'm more about having the team meeting, doing the coaching calls. So we have different strengths, and then in the end, they come together. Yeah. So, whether your husband's doing it with you, or maybe he's just supporting you, finding out what he could do to help. That was our huge obstacle, is learning to play nice.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the same. I could tell you that's like my story right there for sure. And, Scott's not full-time with me yet. He's hopefully this year he'll be full-time with me. But, I've had to say this has been the best thing for our marriage because we're together more. We had so many years when our kids were little that he was working so many hours, and he didn't travel with his job, but he was away working from morning till night, and except for kids' ball games, he would get to those, but we just didn't have time together. So it's really been great for us to have time to work out together and to do more together. And he'll drive places, and I'll be working in the car, and I can talk during that. And so it's been really cool. All right, so where does Jody go for inspiration? So say you're having a bad day, say you have a challenge, where do you go when you need a little motivation?
Definitely podcasts. I start every morning with some Bible prayer time for me, but then I used to do podcasts out and about through my day, like in the car. Randy's gotten me to the dark side where I don't listen to music when I work out anymore. I now listen to podcasts. I'm a huge Eric Worre fan.
Me too.
And then he has a bunch of Susan Sly podcasts, so I love her as well. That's the newer series I'm listening to. So for me, it's either music or podcasts will kind of get me out of my funk and get me doing something.
Awesome. All right. And any business tips that you can give to everyone watching? Because the people watching this are all doing this for the business. Some have bigger goals than others, but they're all here because they want to earn some money, and they're taking time to watch this. What tips could you give them, kind of from some lessons learned maybe that you and Randy have had, on what they can do to make things happen for them?
I think the biggest is getting to events. And I can even remember in our previous business, I would say it's like a dog chasing their tail. You don't get it until you're there. But if you never get there, you never get it.
Right.
So how do you get people there? and this will sound really crazy, but I'm all about bribing people. If you do the whole whatever associate brings the most team members, we're going to put your name in a drawing, and it could be for a box of e-shots. It could be for a book. It doesn't have to be the house that you're giving away. But they're really not going to get it because you think about it, you have the networking within the team. You get to meet people outside your team. They get the best training, and there's no way you cannot walk away excited off of one of those events. Yeah. And so I almost feel like you're spinning your wheels until you get people to events.
Yeah, last night, Jay Bennett's call, he interviewed Eric Ori. I don't know if you guys got to hear this. Okay, it was recorded. And what did he say? I wrote this one down. It was so powerful. He said something awesome about events. Events condense the learning curve.
Oh, yeah.
Condense the learning curve. So I could pour in hours and hours of time coaching Jody and helping Jody build a business. But if Jody goes to an event, that learning curve is going to be so much quicker. That was one of the most profound things he said in that hour call last night. I was like, I've got to use that one, because I could talk about events till I'm blue in the face, and until people get there and see it with their own eyes to realize I'm right.
Well, and thank goodness Randy's really independent. I mean, being a pilot, he was used to sitting by himself for lunches and going out meeting people. He's definitely the more outgoing one of the two of us. And he's much more comfortable talking to strangers over the two of us. That you think back, had he not gone to NYKO and shot me that picture of the 7-figure income earners, I would have still been trying to spin my wheels or out working corporate America by now. So the fact that he was willing to go by himself, and I can remember, because I knew Tiffany and you and Nikki Blocker, I messaged all you guys, take care of my husband while he's there. It's his very first event ever. Here, I'm worried about him, and he was perfectly fine.
He made a million friends.
Yeah. Had he not gone there to send me that message, I don't know if we'd be working this together.
Yeah, what a dream. We just love working with you guys. You're a ray of sunshine to this whole team. We thank you so much for your contribution and all you do. And I can't wait to see you at Super Saturday in Chicago.
We're going to have a huge presence. I'm having Rhonda's driving 10.5 hours to come out from West Virginia for it. We're trying to rally and get our own start group. I'm trying to get 4 or 5 of Zach and his friends that are seniors in high school there to catch the vision. So we're hoping to have a huge team presence. And thank you for blazing the trail and leading the way for all of us. And I'm kind of using you as the ploy too, that, hey, Cindy's coming. If you haven't met her yet, come meet Cindy. She's driving in from Ohio. So it's going to hopefully be a huge event.
Oh, well, we can't wait. So for those of you that don't know, April 8th, Super Saturday in Chicago. So I'm super excited for that. So thank you for being with us today, Jody.
It's been very fun. And again, thanks for blazing the way, because you make it look so simple. And I'm so grateful you share all of your tools and tips with us.
Oh, thank you. We love you guys, and we want to see you being interviewed up here because you're one of our top leaders. So thanks, Jody, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.